Here's a deep dive into some of the most dangerous places on Earth, covering both natural and man-made hazards. We'll explore extreme environments, harsh climates, political turmoil, and strange natural phenomena that make these places incredibly risky for human life. 1. The Danakil Desert, Ethiopia. A gateway to hell located in northeastern Ethiopia, the Danakil Desert is one of the hottest and most inhospitable places on Earth. Temperatures often exceed 130°-55°, making this desert one of the most extreme climates for human survival. Unforgiving climate and geology. The landscape looks alien thanks to its colorful mineral deposits, bubbling sulfur lakes, and active volcanoes. One of the most prominent geological features is the Eritrea volcano, known for its continuously active lava lake, one of only 6 in the world. The constant release of toxic gases, such as sulfur dioxide, makes the air almost unbreathable. Combined with the searing heat and lack of water, this desert is often called the gateway to hell. Despite these harsh conditions, the Afar people have lived here for centuries, extracting salt from the desert floor in one of the world's most extreme forms of labor. While they've adapted to the conditions, for outsiders, even short-term exposure can lead to heat stroke, dehydration, and exposure to toxic gases, a unique volcanic wonderland. The desert lies at the Afar Triple Junction, a place where 3 tectonic plates are slowly pulling apart. This activity is responsible for the area's intense volcanic activity and geological instability. Earthquakes and sudden fissures opening in the ground are common, and these geological processes may eventually create a new ocean. The sulfur springs in the Danakil create a rainbow of colors across the landscape, with vivid yellows, oranges, greens, and reds. However, the beauty is deceptive. The springs are extremely acidic and filled with toxic chemicals, so even a slight misstep can be deadly. 2. Snake Island, Ilha da Queimada Grande, Brazil. The Island of Death. Off the coast of Brazil lies Snake Island, officially known as Ilha da Queimada Grande, an island so dangerous that it's illegal to set foot there without government permission. This small island, just 43 hectares in size, is home to one of the highest concentrations of venomous snakes in the world, the golden lancehead pit viper, Bothrops insularis. Overwhelming density of deadly snakes. Snake Island is crawling with these vipers, with some estimates suggesting as many as 1 snake per square meter. The golden lancehead's venom is extremely potent, capable of melting human flesh and causing death in as little as an hour. Due to the island's dense snake population, survival on the island without protective gear and medical supplies would be nearly impossible. An evolving killing machine. The golden lancehead is not just dangerous because of its venom, but because of how it evolved in isolation. Separated from the mainland thousands of years ago by rising sea levels, these snakes adapted to their environment by becoming incredibly lethal hunters. Their primary prey is birds that land on the island, and their venom evolved to kill quickly, as birds can escape easily, if not incapacitated fast. Forbidden territory. The Brazilian government strictly controls access to Snake Island, and only scientists with special permits are allowed to visit for research purposes. Stories circulate about treasure hunters and fishermen who have accidentally ended up on the island, never to return. Given the risks, Snake Island stands as one of the world's most dangerous places that is best left undisturbed. 3. Mount Everest's Death Zone, Nepal. The thin line between glory and death. Mount Everest, the world's tallest peak, attracts thousands of adventurers each year. However, beyond the allure of standing at the top of the world lies the extreme danger of the climb, especially in the Death Zone, the section above 8,000 meters, 26,247 feet. The Death Zone, a land of no return. The Death Zone gets its name because of the severe lack of oxygen at such high altitudes. Even with supplemental oxygen, the human body struggles to survive. At this height, the air contains only 1/3 the amount of oxygen found at sea level, and the body begins to shut down. Climbers can suffer from a range of life-threatening conditions, including hypoxia, lack of oxygen to the brain, frostbite, and altitude sickness. Those who linger too long in the death zone often succumb to these conditions. Many climbers experience hallucinations or confusion due to the lack of oxygen, which can lead to deadly mistakes like falling or wandering off the path. Frozen in time. The harsh conditions of Everest make recovering bodies nearly impossible. As a result, over 300 climbers have died on the mountain, and many of their bodies still remain frozen along the route. These bodies often serve as grim markers for future climbers, a constant reminder of the deadly risks involved. Despite modern climbing technology and oxygen systems, Everest continues to claim lives each year, reinforcing its reputation as one of the most dangerous places on the planet. 4. Chernobyl Exclusion Zone, Ukraine. A radioactive ghost town in 1986, the Chernobyl nuclear power plant disaster in Ukraine caused one of the most catastrophic nuclear accidents in history. The reactor meltdown released a massive amount of radioactive material into the environment, contaminating a vast area and creating the Chernobyl Exclusion Zone, a 1,000-square-mile region around the reactor that remains uninhabitable. Lingering radiation hazards. Radiation levels in the zone are still high enough to pose serious health risks to anyone exposed for extended periods. Some hotspots are so dangerous that standing there for just a few hours can result in radiation sickness or cancer. Though the immediate area around the reactor is the most dangerous, radiation contamination spread over much of Europe. Even today, areas surrounding Chernobyl have radiation levels well above normal, and the zone remains off-limits to the public. Wildlife thriving. Amidst the ruins. While humans have largely abandoned the region, wildlife has flourished in the absence of human activity. Wolves, wild boars, lynx, and even Przewalski's horses have made the exclusion zone their home. However, researchers have found that many animals suffer from shortened lifespans, reduced fertility, and other genetic mutations due to the radiation exposure. The Chernobyl disaster site serves as a stark reminder of the devastating potential of nuclear power when accidents occur, and the exclusion zone is still considered one of the most dangerous places on Earth due to its long-lasting radiation contamination. 5. The Bermuda Triangle, Atlantic Ocean. The graveyard of the Atlantic. The Bermuda Triangle, a region in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean bounded by Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, has long been the subject of mysterious disappearances and urban legends. Over the years, hundreds of ships and aircraft have vanished in the area without a trace, leading to speculation about paranormal or extraterrestrial phenomena. Mysterious disappearances. The most famous disappearance occurred in 1945 when Flight 19, a squadron of 5 U.S. Navy bombers, went missing during a routine training flight. The planes vanished without any distress signals, and the rescue plane sent to find them also disappeared. To this day, no wreckage has been found. Other disappearances, including large ships like the USS Cyclops in 1918 and the SS Marine Sulphur Queen in 1963, have fueled the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle. While many explanations have been proposed, ranging from magnetic anomalies to methane gas eruptions, no definitive cause has been found for the strange occurrences. Scientific theories and speculation. Despite the sensational stories, scientific investigations have largely attributed the disappearances to natural causes, such as unpredictable weather, massive rogue waves, and human error. The Bermuda Triangle lies in a region prone to sudden storms and hurricanes, which may explain the frequent shipwrecks and crashes. Still, the area's reputation as one of the world's most dangerous and mysterious places persists, with some believing that the true cause of the disappearances remains unknown. 6. Death Valley, USA. The hottest place on Earth. Death Valley in eastern California is famous for its scorching temperatures, holding the record for the hottest temperature ever recorded on Earth, 134 degrees 56.7 degrees in 1913. This vast desert basin, which sits below sea level, is one of the driest and hottest places on the planet. Extreme heat and harsh conditions. Visitors to Death Valley are often unprepared for the extreme heat, which can quickly lead to dehydration and heat stroke. In such extreme temperatures, exposed skin can suffer burns, and water evaporates from the body at an alarming rate. Even a brief hike without sufficient water can turn deadly. Despite the intense heat, Death Valley is home to a surprising variety of life, including heat-adapted plants and animals. However, for humans, survival here is a constant battle against the elements. Racetrack Playa's mysterious moving rocks. One of the strangest phenomena in Death Valley is the moving rocks of Racetrack Playa. These rocks, some weighing hundreds of pounds, appear to move across the dry lake bed, leaving long trails in the dirt behind them. For decades, the cause of the rocks' movement was a mystery. Recent research has shown that thin sheets of ice form on the lake bed during cold nights, and as the ice breaks apart, it pushes the rocks along the surface. However, the exact conditions required for this to happen are rare, adding to the mystery and danger of this harsh environment. 7. North Sentinel Island, India, the last untouched tribe. North Sentinel Island, part of India's Andaman Islands, is home to the Sentinelese people, one of the last uncontacted tribes in the world. The island is so dangerous that the Indian government has enforced strict laws preventing outsiders from approaching within 3 miles of its shores. Violent isolation. The Sentinelese have lived in isolation for thousands of years and have fiercely resisted any attempts at contact. When outsiders have tried to approach, they have been met with a hail of arrows and spears. In 2006, 2 fishermen who drifted too close to the island were killed by the tribe, and their bodies were never recovered. In 2018, an American missionary attempted to contact the tribe and was also killed. The Indian government has made no attempts to recover his body, respecting the tribe's desire for isolation. A time capsule of human history, the Sentinelese live in a world untouched by modern technology or conveniences. Their language, culture, and way of life are entirely self-contained, and no one knows exactly how many people live on the island. The tribe is considered one of the most isolated in the world, and their continued survival in such isolation makes North Sentinel Island one of the most dangerous places on Earth, not because of natural hazards, but because of its human inhabitants. 8. Afar Triangle, Eritrea, a volcanic hotbed. The Afar Triangle in Eritrea, located in the Horn of Africa, is one of the most geologically active places on Earth. It sits at the meeting point of 3 tectonic plates, the African, Arabian, and Somali plates, which are slowly pulling apart. This tectonic activity creates intense volcanic and seismic activity, making the region a hotspot for earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Eritrea volcano. One of the most prominent features of the Afar Triangle is the Eritrea volcano, home to one of the few permanent lava lakes in the world. This continuously active volcano has been erupting since 1967, and its lava lake is a rare geological phenomenon. The sight of molten lava bubbling and churning in the crater is both mesmerizing and terrifying, and the intense heat and toxic gases make it extremely dangerous to approach. The region's volcanic activity is so intense that the ground itself is slowly splitting apart. Eventually, this process may result in the formation of a new ocean, as the land between the plates continues to rift. An inhospitable landscape. The Afar Triangle's extreme heat, coupled with its geological instability, makes it one of the most inhospitable places on the planet. Earthquakes are frequent, and new fissures in the ground can open up without warning. The combination of volcanic hazards, scorching temperatures, and tectonic activity makes survival here a constant challenge. And conclusion.